start. Since the enactment of the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act 1992, there have been many developments and certain requirements have arisen which necessitate the amendments to the Act. Accordingly, the Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Amendment Bill 2001 was introduced in the Rajya Sabha. That proposal was examined in detail by the Standing Committee, which submitted its report in the next year. Subsequently, it was decided to withdraw the amendment bill. This bill was again introduced 2 years ago in the Rajya Sabha, which was passed the bill after due deliberations. The amendments which are proposed provide for the imposition of quantitative restrictions as a trade safeguard measure. By incorporating that, we will ensure that the quantitative restrictions can be imposed as and when required. It will also be in conformity with the World Trade Organization Agreement on Safeguards. We also propose to bring in tighter trade controls in case of dual-use goods and related technologies. By incorporating this, we will ensure an effective implementation of the dual-use technology trade aspects. We are also bringing in technology and services within the ambit of the Act, and that is to facilitate trade both in services and technology. During the last few years, the trade in services have increased manifold and it continues to grow. The government has taken many measures under the foreign trade policy to promote the services trade. Only those services which specifically benefit from various incentive schemes under this Act will be brought within the ambit through this amendment. The amendment bill also will ensure that all restrictions on imports and exports of the goods notified by various ministries and departments are available at one place. This amendment would enable swift and exemplary action in trade dispute matter. The objective of the bill is also to rationalize and improve the system of levying fiscal penalties through an effective mechanism. All the recommendations of the Parliamentary Standing Committee have been included except for one minor recommendation which was purely of a drafting nature. The Standing Committee made a detailed study of this bill and recommended that this bill should not affect the small-scale industries sector adversely. I would like to know whether this thing has been kept in mind or not in this bill. The Honorable Minister has stated that the responsibility of its enforcement lies entirely with the central government. I want to know whether the government is capable of enforcing the provisions of this bill. As per this bill, all licenses of import and export would come under its ambit. I would like to know whether the regulation of the Reserve Bank of India would be applicable in case a foreign bank wants entry into our country. It has been provided in this bill that any officer could suspend licenses and inspect records. I would like to state that this goes against the law of natural justice. After the recession shocks of 2008, there have been positive trends on the front of trade. Nowadays, not only the goods but also the services are traded. There will be services like banking, telecom, insurance, etc. coming in the country. All these sectors have their respective regulatory authorities. So, following the enactment of this bill, the Ministry of Commerce has to face some challenges on this front. Likewise, there is a Special Economic Zone Act and some confusion with regard to the powers of the ministry under the proposed bill is likely to arise. That should also be looked into. The world today is divided into two camps. On the one side, there are developing, and on the other side, there are developed countries. As India is a developing country, it should stand along with developing countries in WTO. On the advice of WTO, the government can reduce the tariff on some products. These decisions should be taken keeping in view the financial position of our farmers. We should not take any decision under the American pressure. This is a path-breaking legislation, but there are two serious shortcomings in the bill. First of all, I would like to bring your attention towards Section 14, which is related with the suspension or cancellation of license. It reads that the Director General or any competent officer authorized by him can suspend the license without giving the holder of the license a reasonable opportunity to be heard, and such persons shall be given a reasonable opportunity of being heard within 6 months of such order. Thus, you have not given the prior opportunity, instead, you have given the post opportunity. No matter, the government can take immediate action without having this provision. It has the inherent right of suspension straight away.